This week's podcast brought to you by the Beefy Boys, three cool dudes hanging out talking about music, video games, and sports, and anything else that hits our fancy.
Check them out at www.beefyboys.com or on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Yeah. If you love their logo, you can buy their merch, www.cafepress.com/beefyboysmerch1.
And oh, baby, you know you're going to find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Find us on Twitter at Beefy_Boys, and you can find us on Instagram at officialbeefyboys, because it is official. Make us blue check marked, keep following us, and you can find us on Facebook at the Beefy Boys. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Beefy.
What's up, knuckleheads? Welcome to episode 81 of the Beefy Boys Bud Club. I'm Gerald, and I'm joined here with Vito.
What's up?
And Christian can't make it. Unexpected family visit. He's got too many family members. Anyway, he did send me his notes on Assassin's Creed. I'll read them out later. But Vito, what you been up to this week, my friend?
I don't remember.
No, you don't remember. It's all blurring together, huh? The quarantine life. We were just talking about the super duper missile. It still makes me laugh. It's the stupidest thing. Oh my god. I couldn't believe it when my TA was like, yeah, have you heard about the super duper missile? And I'm like, no. I'm like, you're making that up. He's like, no, it's very much real. Oh my god. The Space Force and now the super duper missile. Anyway, we don't talk about politics here, I guess, but you can figure out what the super duper missile is. I'm just trying to picture like an army general who's like, sir, we've targeted the location. Should we use the cruise missiles? No, not big enough. Use the super duper missile. Oh my god. Anyway, I had a couple topics I wanted to talk about. Well, first of all, I got to give a shout out to my lovely wife, because this morning when I got out of the shower, she had set up breakfast for me in my video game spot. So she had gone to the donut shop and gotten me a maple bar, and then there was a cup of coffee and a yogurt, and she took that little toilet toy that we have, you know, the kid on the toilet, and she popped the like tank lid off and put flowers in there. So it was a flower vase.
That's funny.
Oh my god. It's the little things, you know. We're trying to plan what we're going to do with my week off, because my class ends this upcoming Friday, and then I have the week off, and then I'm back on class the next Friday. And we usually go somewhere, like Leavenworth or, you know, something like that, but obviously we can't take a trip right now, so.
Yeah.
Just trying to plan things to do, you know. It's hard, because, you know, the weather's been nice. She's like, I want to go canoeing in, like, Lake Union and stuff. We can rent canoes, right? I'm like, pretty sure all those places are closed, babe. But, yeah. So I think we're just going to make pasta and maybe make a homemade ice cream as well. It's a date. It's a date.
There you go.
I can't imagine trying to be, like, single and dating in the time of quarantine. Just taking notes about what
the one night stand that never went home.
What's that?
The one night stand that never went home.
Bringing back cyber sex. Remember cyber sex? Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, it still exists.
Does it? I didn't know that people still use chat rooms though. I mean, it's all photos and videos now though. See, back in my day, you had to like type it out.
Have you been to God, what's the realm called? Balmung?
Is you say Balmung?
The inn in Eldar at Balmung server.
No, why? Is that like notoriously like a brothel?
I don't know about that necessarily, but it's a big place for like ERP apparently.
Oh. Does that stand for erotic roleplay, I'm assuming? Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ.
So, you know, basically the same thing.
Okay. I mean, that's weird.
Yeah, it is. I think that's why they all went to the same servers, because everybody else thought they were just weirdos.
That's fair. Yeah. My sister has never been much of a. My sister Jessica, has never been much of a gamer, but she did get into The Sims Online, which was the Sims MMO for a while, and somehow she like joined this like. It was essentially like a role play guild where they all pretended to be vampires. So like you weren't allowed to leave the house during the daytime, and I'm like, where did you find these and why? Like this is so weird. You know? Do you remember The Sims Online?
No, I've never heard of it.
Oh, it's The Sims, but as a MMO.
I mean, I figured, but that's weird.
It is hella weird. Hella weird. Hey, speaking of Final Fantasy XIV, I finally started Shadowbringers. Shadowbringers quest is awesome.
Yeah, it is. What part are you at?
I just got to Raktika. I'm kind of losing focus. I'm a little.
Oh, nice.
I don't care about these guys so much, but
I don't know. Those guys are pretty cool.
I'm still in the beginning. And I was dealing with all the Postemates nonsense yesterday. I couldn't focus. But.
Yeah. Once you like start for real, start the area. There's some pretty cool lore in there.
Yeah, I liked the Titania fight. That one was fun.
Yep.
That one was fun. And the trust system is awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
By the way, I never have to party up again. I don't even have to watch videos. I can just wipe and figure it out. It's so much better.
And there's neat little like dialogues and stuff that happen too, which is awesome. Like little extra lore bits.
And they're really good. Although it is kind of annoying. Mm-hmm. I understand why if I die it's a party wipe, but it's kind of annoying because like everybody else is at full health.
Definitely.
But it's fun to like figure the bosses out on your own, you know.
Yeah.
Although I never understood. I did the, I forget what it's called, the like Voth or whatever, the underwater spirits dungeon. And
oh yeah, the frog people.
Yeah. Was the mechanic of that one boss that I had to walk across that very narrow bridge before?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I couldn't do it. Mephilia did it. I did not. But
were you using a controller?
No. I was using a keyboard. It was really hard.
Do you use your mouse to move your camera?
Yeah.
If you hold on to right click, it'll move your character too.
Yeah, I know.
The angle of your character, and that's how I usually navigate those kinds of things.
I mean, I was almost there. It was just like, is this a platforming puzzle in the middle of a boss fight? Okay.
Yeah.
That's different.
It's pretty funny. If your party doesn't move to the other side fast enough, it's party wipe.
Oh, really?
Because you have to like kill his health bar inside the thing, and you can't damage him from outside the thing.
I see.
And then it sort of just phase transitions from there.
Have you noticed, by the way, I feel like there were more dungeon mechanics in the earlier dungeons, because right now it's literally just follow this linear path, kill the 3 bosses, and you're done. There's never like...
Yeah, they're definitely streamlining the format, I think, and just making the bosses do more.
The bosses are more interesting for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I guess sometimes in the like hard mode and extreme trials, then you get into the weird stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah, I can't even remember the last dungeon I did that like had a weird mechanic like within the dungeon itself.
Yeah. It was all like ARR stuff.
Mm-hmm.
ARR stuff. I want to get some cool mounts. I watched a video about every mount, and I'm like, oh man, there's so many cool ones. I only have lame ones.
Well, anytime you want to go back and get ponies or birds, let me know. Yeah. I mean, you're almost level 80 now, so you could get most of them.
Yeah, I could. I'm pretty sure I could solo like Garuda EX and all that stuff at this point. But
and once you get 80, you can come with the FC when we do dog runs too.
Yeah.
From Stormblood.
Yeah, the dogs are pretty cool.
I've got all of the ponies, all of the birds, and 2 dogs.
Wow. I mean, I feel like the Beast Tribe ones are the coolest. I want like that
they are really
bomb
cool.
Palanquin. I think you get that from PvP. There's some cool PvP ones too.
There are some cool PvP ones, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, the story is so So good. I still don't know that I trust this
Yeah, it is.
Exarch fella. And honestly, I'm sick of the Asians. Every time they show up, I'm like, you're boring. I get it. You're an agent of chaos. Go away.
I feel like there's a lot more to it than that, and that's sort of what this expansion reveals.
Well, yeah, that's what they're hinting at. Like,
Yeah.
what's his name? Emmett Sek just revealed his name, and he was like with us for a little bit. He's like, "You guys are boring. I'm leaving." I'm like, "What's that?"
Emmett Selk.
Oh, sure. The Emperor, oh, the OG Emperor, the original Emperor, I guess. Yeah.
But yeah, there's like
I just thought the Yulmar part
a
was
massive
really
amount of lore in this expansion.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I was playing like all morning yesterday, and I usually typically the way we work is Ara's like watching Top Chef, and I'm playing Final Fantasy over there, so we both have our headphones in. But I was playing without the headphones for whatever reason, and she's like, "I'm enjoying this. There's like speaking, and it's not in Japanese, and it's not just you shooting people. I like this game." I'm like, "Okay, babe," but like that last sentence had 5 nonsense words out of the 70s said. Like, so you can't possibly know what's going on. When he's like, you know,
That's funny.
oh no, the rejoining when the first hits the source is going to cause a calamity. Okay. I'm really interested in the Yule more. I want to know more about this Vothi fella. That was my favorite part so far.
I think honestly, for me, the Omar is my least favorite part, but that's
Really?
only after that arc sort of takes place. I guess I don't know. Having gone through the entire expansion so far, it's like my least favorite, and, like most boring.
I feel like I'm like halfway there. I'm at the level 75 quests. I'm about to get level gated, I think. Cause I'm going to hit 76 pretty soon. I'll just run some trials or something. I suppose I could actually do a side quest instead of ignoring them.
I wouldn't bother. They don't award enough XP.
The thing is, I do the side quest till like the blue ones for the Aether Current, and typically starts
the blue ones,
a chain though. So it's like, well, the story is unfinished. What's gonna happen to this guy? You know, should I just do the next 2 quests in this chain? I don't, and then I'm like, oh, I guess I already forgot about him. Know what I mean? I unlocked the Pixie Trap too. I thought it was just going to be an Aether Current quest.
I mean,
like,
the side quests are good, but they are basically just tangents because they don't give you like any XP.
I might give you some. They give you like half a mil.
Well, there might be more in this expansion, but I feel like in previous expansion content, it gives you like nothing in comparison to what level you are.
What's your
like? I mean, on my level 16 at the time 69 machinist, I went to do level 69 quests to try to get level 70. I did an entire hub worth of quests, and they were all level 69 quests, and it didn't even make a visible mark on my XP.
What is the level sync thing on quest? I still haven't quite figured that out. It
so basically,
to my current level?
It adjusts to your current level.
Okay.
Yeah,
so it's not
from
like
70 to 80.
Easy. That's cool.
Yeah, but it also gives you more XP, I think.
That's cool. I like the role-based quest. Those are fun. That's a different mechanic.
What's really nice is once you start leveling alts, the Beast Tribe quests, you can do them at level 70. And they scale with your level, so it's always a good way of getting XP.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I get
the Pixie quest, you mean, or
the Pixie quests because they're the combat ones.
Yeah, the Pixie. That I'm interested in that story too, but that pig thing is adorable.
Yeah, you get it as a mount.
I know. I watched the video of every mount. I'm like, okay, I got to do more Pixie quests now to get that mount.
Yeah, the only side quests I would do is the one that gives you the Great Servant of Ranka minion, and I guess unlocking the Beast Tribe for pixies. I don't remember what that entails, but and then there's a side quest that leads into the 25 man raid, but that's something you can do at 80.
Yeah, well, that's going to be the 24 man raid. You mean?
Yeah.
And that's the Copy Factory, the one from
Mm-hmm.
near Autonoma. I didn't know about Assgate. That's pretty funny. That makes me laugh.
Yeah. That was pretty
We
good.
didn't nerf the... I just love the fact that apparently in one of his letters from the producer, he like explained exactly what happened and how they didn't intend to nerf the asses and then included screenshots.
Yep.
Oh my god. This is why people love this game, because he clearly is listening to the community if he fucking addressed Assgate. Jesus Christ. Oh man.
Yep.
Right, that's enough Final Fantasy for now. I want to talk about why Postmates sucks. So one of the reasons we were so distracted yesterday is Laura's been watching a lot of Top Chef, and then like she's going back through the seasons, and they had a season where they did like an Ethiopian food challenge, and she's like, I really want Ethiopian food. Are there any restaurants we can order? So she looked one up on Postmates, which we use like all the time. Like, I hate to admit this, but we order Postmates like every other day.
Yeah, I mean, same.
It's crazy. And it's usually great. I want to preface it by saying that. However, we made the mistake of ordering from a, quote, non-partner restaurant this time. So the price was like $35. $32 was my quoted price on Postmates, right? And I'm not calling out my wife, but she did the order, so I think she missed this little notice at the bottom that said, these are estimated prices because this is a non-partner restaurant. Actual prices may vary because Postmates is using this as their defense. Anyway, it's supposed to take 45 minutes. It took an hour and 45 minutes because there was a, quote, problem with payment, which that's all the information I got about that. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm so hungry. Bring me my food. And then it finally comes and I check the price and the restaurant charged $70. I'm like, what? It was $32. How does $32 become $70? That doesn't make sense. So after that and the service fee and the tip, it was $102. So I'm like, what? So I opened a complaint with Postmates and they're like, sorry, it was late. Here's a $10 credit. I'm like, guy, I'm complaining about two things, first of all. It was an hour late, which is bad enough. And it was more than double the price I was quoted. And then he just kept pointing me to the terms of service where, like, non-partner restaurant, we don't know what it's going to cost, LOL. I'm like, okay, I understand that. I understand if I order, like, a chicken sandwich that says it's $8 and maybe it's $10, right? I don't expect I order what appears to be a side dish of cabbage for $3 and it costs $15. Like, you know? Mm-hmm. And so when the food finally arrives, though, it was like an absurd amount of food. Like, we thought we were buying lunch, and we bought like enough food for the next 3 days. I'm like, how is this only $30? And that's when I realized it was too much. So I did some investigating, and like on the website from the online menu from the restaurant we ordered, everything was like the prices we were charged. So like the thing that it said in the app was $12 was $18. The thing it said was $5 was $16. And I'm like, we wouldn't have ordered this much food. Like, again, we assume from the prices it was like a side dish, not a second meal. Yeah,
exactly.
So we wouldn't have ordered as much. And then Postmates still like. So I complained in the app. They have no customer service number. The only thing you can do is open a support request. And they can close it if they deem it resolved, even when it's not. So I don't really have any recourse here. I complained in the app. They offered me $10. I'm like, that's not enough. This was like literally 3 times as much as I thought it would be. Then they offered me $10 again. Like they didn't realize they had just offered it to me. With the stipulation, my $10 credit expires on Tuesday. So that's the only recourse I have here. And then today they had the audacity to send me...
cut out for me there.
Oh, the $10 credit, I have to use it by Tuesday or it expires.
Yeah.
So after my meal costs 3 times as much as I thought it would, I have an ephemeral $10 credit. Even though I complained to their customer service line about 5 times, I put them on blast on Twitter and Facebook. This is their response. And it's so bad, like, R and I are like, Maybe we just never use Postmates again. Oh, and then I also realized like the combo we ordered was supposed to come with salads that we didn't get, which was like the thing she was most excited for. So it cost 3 times as much as it should. It didn't include everything, and Postmates is not in any way helpful. They're terrible.
Yeah.
I'm switching to DoorDash.
Yeah, I think we use Uber Eats now.
Yeah. When I went online and I was reading all these horror stories, I'm like, oh my God. Like if you go on Trustpilot, I don't know if you know about Trustpilot, but it's like the Better Business Bureau, but like, you know, a for-profit company. It's like the same thing.
Right.
They have 1 star from like 10,000 reviews. People hate them. So I'm like, all right, maybe it's time to switch my food delivery service. I mean, I suppose I could just stop ordering so much delivery, but gotta support local businesses, man. Got to support local businesses. The food is really good. Shout out to Ethiopian food from whatever restaurant I ordered from. Although they really need to update their Postmates prices. Like, at least they could take some responsibility and be like, LOL, sorry, yeah, these prices are way out of date. But they're like, nope, it's the merchant's job to update them. And it's your job to know they're wrong here. We as Postmates take no responsibility for telling you this thing will cost $3 and then charging you $15. I'm like, guys, come on.
Yep.
It's very annoying. Very, very annoying. All right. Have you been playing Animal Crossing all week? Is that where your week went?
No, I mean, I haven't really been doing much. I played a little bit of Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I watched Troll Hunter.
Hunter?
We ate a lot of fast food and watched like shitty TV shows.
Did you see Last Airbenders on Netflix? Did we talk about this last week?
I did not hear about that.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It just came out on Netflix.
That's crazy.
I remember when it was like brand new on Nickelodeon. I couldn't get into it. I was like 12. And like everyone was like, "Oh, you got to watch this new Nickelodeon show, The Last Airbender. It's really good." And I tried it, and I had no exposure to like anime. So I'm like, "What the fuck is this nonsense?"
Well, it doesn't even look like anime. It looks more like regular cartoons. So if you watched like Saturday morning cartoons, it would have been normal.
Well, it wasn't the animation that got to me. It was like the sweeping story. It wasn't campy at all, and like. I watched like the first half of the first episode, which is just a lot of like sweeping shots of ice and exposition about how airbenders work. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? This isn't what I wanted. This isn't a Nickelodeon.
That's funny. Yeah, I got them on DVD when I was a kid, and got them by like the book, so it was like the season or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just loved it immediately.
Word? Yeah, maybe I'll check it out. I don't know. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the next week. I feel like I'm going to finish Shadowbringers by like next Saturday. Maybe I'll slow down. Who knows? I'm also been playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign.
Well, it'll take a bit when you get to level 80 to keep going.
That's true.
Item level and stuff.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
You have to start doing roulettes and stuff for tombstones.
Yeah.
Tombstones.
I was cleaning out my inventory. I have so many. I think I should. What do you think? Should I just toss them? I have so many of these. Like, it's. I don't even know what you call it. It's the gear that drops from like, you know, like Gordian springs and shit like that. Like stuff I'm not gonna need because it's to get high eye level gear from like Heaven's Word.
Oh, all that stuff. Delete it.
Just drop it all.
The only gear that is worth anything while leveling is either stuff you get from dungeons or
oh, I think you froze there.
You can buy you can buy the highest level of gear for that expansion outside of the like Savage. The highest level purchasable gear from each expansion with Poetics.
Oh, I know, which I do, which I did.
Yeah, so that's the only gear you need, and you just save a Poetics for the next class you play.
Yeah,
and like do dungeons for gear or whatever.
Or Wondrous Tales, because you can totally game that system if you use your second chance points. It's actually kind of stupid.
What for what?
For Wondrous Tales, because you can get like a huge pile of them. Yeah, so just use
a huge pile of what?
Of tombstones. It's always one of the rewards.
Oh, yeah.
So you just use your second chance points to reset the clear level 50 dungeon and just
a full set of gear costs like 2,000, and that's every 10 levels.
But if you do your roulettes, you get 100. If you do MSQ roulette, you get 300, but it's not worth your time.
Yeah, I mean it also depends like how much leveling you're doing in between doing other stuff. So like if you're just like spamming leveling, you will run out of poetics eventually. But
I get so excited to do a MSQ roulette because I saw that 300 tombstone bonus, and then I learned you can't skip cutscenes in the final dungeon, and it's like 45
and that's why it has such a incentive, because nobody wants to do it because of the cutscenes, but everybody does it because of the currency. I
guess they should,
because it's mandatory. They did say they're trying to figure out something that they can do about that.
A unanimous vote, for example, revamp. To skip the cutscenes at dungeon launch would work.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like I assume don't have the technology right now for because the game's based off of the original.
Yeah, that's true.
The original's framework, so they're working with shitty tools. Yeah, they did say that they were going to try to work something out with those. I don't remember what they were saying were like possibilities, but I know they were talking that they're definitely looking at the MSQ.
What's the deal
roulette, especially since they're doing the ARR sort of revamp.
Yeah. What's the deal with New Game Plus?
Basically, it's useless.
Oh. Okay.
If you're one of those people who skipped all the cutscenes and all of a sudden you want to know all the lore, you can go back and do it at like synced down and stuff, so you can re-experience the story, but you don't get any experience from it, so it's useless in my opinion.
Well, that's lame.
Yeah, it would be nice if I could level my classes through the MSQ like that, but nope. Like level my 9 new classes, but nope.
I was interested in for that reason, because like I think my plan is once I hit 80, if I get bored, I do want to check out other classes, and I'm a completionist, so I'm like, all right, get them all from level 1.
I've got almost
first.
I've got like 5 or so 80s. I've got.
How many of those did you like? I mean, come on, Dancer is going to be easier to get to level 80 than Bard, for example, just because it's 70.
3 of them are tanks. I have a fourth one.
Okay.
The fourth tank is almost 80, but that one's the Gunbreaker that I did last, but it's because it started at 60. And then I have Dragoon and Summoner / Scholar.
Yeah, that's the one I want to check out, is the Summoner / Scholar.
I feel like that's a good idea because you get 2 classes for 1.
Exactly.
And also, like, even though it's kind of slow to start, most of them are, so.
Well, yeah.
And Summoner's really fun.
I like summoning, because I'm pretty sure the it's proportional to the level of your highest level class, pretty sure. So the bonus you get, I mean, when you switch classes.
Yeah.
Although I have the ring for completing the novice section. I got a bunch of stuff to help anyway, but yeah.
Something I would do before you level your next class, probably, if you haven't done it already, would be to go through levels 1 through 50 of Palace of the Dead.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
Because then you unlock starting at 50, and there's more experience from there.
Okay.
And that's like the spammable level that everybody queues for. And it's a good way to level like really low level classes, like technically up to 50, but it slows down a lot.
Palace of the Dead.
Actually, I think technically up to 60, but
I don't have to do 1 through 50 in a single run, right? Like it includes like a save or whatever.
Yeah, it's a save. It does every 10 levels, or 10 like floors per like save. Okay. So if you die in, if you're doing levels 20 to 30 and you die, and it's a party wipe, then you have to start over,
Mm-hmm.
Like if you died on floor 29, you still have to start over at 20.
Oh, but I have to
it
go all the way
saved
back
from
to the
20.
beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's an achievement for going 1 to 200. There's several achievements going to like 1 through 50, 1 through 100, and 1 through 200 solo without dying. But yeah.
But it's a unique gear and level system, right? So it's not like...
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about your gear at all, which is one of the reasons why people really like it. So they don't have to keep buying gear constantly while they're leveling. And you need to be level 15 to unlock it, but you can play it at level 1. So
I've unlocked it already.
Yeah, so once you've like unlocked it, and then you can just go straight in without any gear because it just uses the Aether Pool system, which is basically you have a weapon stat and an armor stat, and that's the only 2 stats you have.
Maybe I'll check it out. I don't know. I'm totally blitzing through MSQ right now.
I mean, to be fair, what I did was blitz through MSQ completely and get through all the new dungeons and everything before I did anything else. But that'd be one of the first things I would probably do for leveling. And then another thing I would do once you get some people up to level 61 up or above is also unlock Heaven and High, and unlock the floor 20 to 30 as the like spammable one that people usually queue for. So,
have you done Eureka at all? I'm very curious about Eureka.
I like Eureka, but it's also kind of boring. It's like one of those things where you'd go and like do it while listening to a podcast, right? Or like while watching Netflix on the side or something.
I have so many podcasts queued, and like that was my plan. But then the MSQ is so engaging, I can't even listen to podcasts while I
would
play,
also just wait till you're done with that anyway, because you get synced down. So if you did it at level 70, you'd have shit gear, but if you get synced down, you can have better gear.
I see.
Better item level or whatever.
I see. I do appreciate...
it does have a separate level system, but you have all of your abilities at the beginning, so it's more just like a stat grind.
I do appreciate this new system where instead of having to pick, hey, here's the 5 available shirts, they just give you a coffer that's like, this is going to be a shirt from this class or from this set that matches your class. All right?
Yep, the class you open it with. Yep.
I also realized I'm good on coffee, babe. My my inventory is too full of foods, of like 1 or 2 of so many foods that I've just started eating them just for the XP bonus. And
I literally just like sell all of my foods either on the market board or vendor, depending on like how much they sell for, and then I keep a stack of like 99 boiled eggs or something.
I have like 150 grilled dodos or something.
Exactly, yeah.
It's just for the bonus. I don't think I need that 3% vitality boost.
Like food doesn't matter unless you're doing like Savage.
Yeah. I didn't realize that PvP was all set leveled, so I might try out PvP one of these days.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like PvP. I like PvP in general, but I don't like how they do it because it's just kind of a clusterfuck, and then you can't really do anything unless you're a completely organized team. So whether you win or lose or die or live, it's basically on the flip of a coin.
But there's achievements just for participating, right? You don't even have to win, I think.
Yeah, but it takes. I feel like it. I mean, when being bored with it, it feels like it takes a while. You know, because like if you're on the losing team, then you're just like sitting there dying, and then you just give up at some point because there's 3 teams. So if you're on the losing team, there's 2 teams that are really powerful running around killing everybody. But I do have to say the feast is pretty fun if you're willing to do a little bit of research to actually like play well at it and like learn how to communicate with people because you can't talk. And there's
so much. There's so much to this wonderful
like
game.
big things.
I do appreciate how not toxic the community is, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I was playing Rocket League last night, and I forgot that I don't play on Saturday nights for a reason. But this is actually kind of a funny story. So, Rocket League is doing this thing called the Modes of May, where every weekend in May they introduce just like a weird new mode. Like they had one where the ball was a beach ball, so it would like spin like crazy and float like crazy. The one they have right now is like every time you touch the ball, it's as though you hit it at full power. So it like ricochets around like crazy. Like if you hit it up, it'll hit the ceiling and the floor like in a crazy bouncing motion.
Yeah.
So it's like you're basically playing with a ping pong ball. Anyway, I was playing yesterday. I was playing this new mode, and we got paired with this team. And I swear they were all 12 years old. Literally, anytime anyone would score on them, they'd call them like a lowercase f word, like, you know, bundle of sticks. Or they would spell the N word backward. So I immediately reported all of them. But I got paired with them like 3 times. So I just started griefing them. So instead of actually going for the ball, I would just try, because if you hit someone going fast enough, you can blow them up. I would just try to blow them all up. And then as soon as they would spawn, I'd blow them up again. I did this like 10 times in a row. Oh my god, and they got so salty. The F-bombs and the N-words got more and more. I'm like, but like, why? What's the point of that? And then I went back to like ranked. I played a ranked match, and the guy started griefing me. Same thing. He started calling me the N-words backwards, and we tried to score on our team. I'm like, what the hell? This is a fucking ladder match, man. Like, this affects your rank. What are you doing? It was very annoying. And that's why pugs suck. And that's why I love Final Fantasy XIV, because people aren't like that. Nobody shows up to the party finder and is like, oh, LOL, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to intentionally grief you. Like, why? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Like, honestly, the worst thing that happens is, like, wipes because of, like, a tank running and sprinting ahead.
Yeah.
But, like, even that doesn't really happen that often anymore.
I did.
And when it does, they usually learn their lesson.
I almost called you yesterday around noon because I was waiting for the Titania and normal fight, and it said like 20-minute wait. I'm like, I don't want to wait 20 minutes for this. But then after like 3 minutes, I got into a party in progress where apparently what had happened, they'd wiped 4 times because whoever I replaced was being hyper toxic and did not understand mechanics and could not stay alive. So
wow.
We cleared it on our first run.
Yeah.
And I didn't even die. I'm like, this really isn't that bad, guys. Like, I'm like, I watch a video. I get it. All right?
Yeah, exactly.
The ice attack is weird. The rest are pretty straightforward.
I
wish I could do the trust in the trials, because I did very much enjoy, like, it was actually fun not knowing what to do, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's bad etiquette in a pug, but...
Yeah,
I feel like.
But if you ever want to just run it, with the FC, like if you're on when other people are on, and
that's the
most
problem.
people are like, hey, can you help me? And
I was on. I went on last night at 11 p.m. That was literally the only one. It was just me.
Well, yeah, the FC's East Coast.
I know.
They go to bed at like midnight their time.
I know they're all very kind. I just feel bad when I'm like, can you guys help me with another MSQ dungeon? Please.
No, you just ask like, hey, does anybody want to help me with this dungeon? And people will be like, yeah, I don't have anything better to do. Yeah. Especially during this content lull.
That's true. The next patch
Plus,
got delayed. I don't know if you saw.
Especially while leveling, like, doing dungeons is great because lots of us have classes that could
use the
like what level are you right now?
75. My
Gunbreaker is 76. I could do the next dungeon with you and get experience for it. So there's
you to do Titania with me then.
Well, yeah, I mean I wouldn't get experience for Titania because it's a trial, but I mean negligible experience.
Oh, you don't get experience for trials?
You do, but it's negligible in comparison to dungeons. Yeah.
Can you queue for the duty roulette in the party?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can do it as a full party.
Oh. What? That doesn't make sense. The whole point was to go with other groups. Like, I thought the whole point was... all right, whatever.
But you can queue for anything as anything, basically, when it comes to dungeons.
Weird. This is embarrassing, but what does TYFP mean?
Thank you for party. I learned that recently too, yeah.
I write it every time. I have no idea what it means.
Yeah.
I write 2 things in the chat window every time. Hi all first time, and then at the end TYFP.
I just do O/, which is also something I learned from Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's just
something you
person
taught
waving.
me. I'm like, what's this weird symbology?
Yeah.
It's a person waving. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know what it meant either for the longest time.
All right.
Yeah.
2 other topics I wanted to touch on. Did you see the gameplay? Well, the trailers for either Paper Mario Origami King or Assassin's Creed Ragnarok?
Nope, I didn't know they existed.
Okay, so then this will be brief. Yeah, Nintendo shadow dropped this like on Thursday, out of nowhere, no fanfare. They just like dropped it on Twitter, like, "Hey, here's a trailer for a new Paper Mario game. Comes out mid-July." This is the first they announced it. It looks awesome. I don't know if have you played Paper Mario at all?
I haven't played any of the Marios except for like the one on your phone for like 2 minutes.
Wow, really? You didn't play Odyssey? You guys have 2 Switches.
I didn't have any consoles until I had PlayStation when Red Dead came out, and then I had Switch when you bought it for my wedding. So
I see. Well, you guys should check out.
And I got the Fire Emblem game, played a bunch of that, and then didn't finish it because I played too much 14.
Yeah, I never finished Fire Emblem either. I made the mistake of playing it on normal without permadeath, and it was too easy.
Yep.
I'm bored. Can I get some challenge up in her? Excuse me. Anyway,
like, I would love it if I could do like harder fights, but without permadeath. Still,
you can set it to hard without permadeath. Hard, because classic mode, it's 2 separate modes, right? There's the difficulty, and there's classic versus not whatever they call it, normal or something. So you can do like whatever the savage equivalent is, extra hard, brutal.
Right, yeah, totally.
But without permadeath.
I mean, I don't know if I'd go all the way to brutal. I'm like a pretty casual gamer usually, but
I mean,
I'm just not an easy mode gamer.
The purist will be like, you have to use permadeath, but I'm like, you have so many more options of it. You could gamble a lot more without permadeath, because like, first of all, if a character dies, you're probably fucked anyway, because like,
yeah,
you're down a unit, so you know. But I mean, I suppose you could turn permadeath on and just turtle the whole time. Generals become the most important unit because you just put them in front of everybody and move as like one solid mass, 1 square at a time. But sure.
Yeah, but to me that's just boring.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
And also like I don't want characters to just randomly get one shot by stuff or something.
Yeah, it's annoying, and then you have to restart the whole map. This is the life of a Fire Emblem player.
So
like I guess I don't need that thief. He can die.
Yeah, and plus I liked all the characters and their character development, so I didn't want to like just lose a character randomly.
Well, that's kind of
I'm there for the lore, not the gameplay.
Well, yeah, I'm there for both. Those are my.
I mean, the
favorite
gameplay is pretty good too, but also.
Yeah. Okay.
In general, with most games, I'm there for the lore, not the gameplay. But I also do enjoy a lot of gameplay. But I also enjoy slower gameplay, like turn-based or even with Final Fantasy VII was nice that you had that kind of slow down motion kind of thing. All this action stuff's too fast for me. I'm like, I'm playing MMOs for too long. I can't. I can't. Where's my global cooldown?
Well, MMOs require you to move, especially in some of those dungeon bosses where there's one sliver of safe space. I guess it doesn't matter for you. You're a tank.
Yeah, but
just take the hit.
Well, no, but I mean, like in action games though, it's very like fast paced. And like the only thing that's even close to that is Savage, and like once you know it, you know it, so it doesn't change. So you don't have to like. For me, it's more like I don't like playing games that are hyper reactionary, kind of like everything that Christian plays, like with the shooters. I stopped playing shooters like 10 years ago just because I just
bore me.
I liked shooters at the time that I stopped playing them.
Oh, you froze there for a second. They bore me.
So did you.
I don't know what it is. It's something about the first person perspective, because like I can play third person shooters just fine, but first person shooters I'm really bad at. I know that's the weirdest thing, but also like most first person shooters have terrible storytelling. It's just bad. Like
yeah, Like honestly, the only reason why I liked it was for the gameplay, and I would only play multiplayer.
Yeah, so that was never me.
Yeah, I did that for like a couple of years here and there, but
yeah,
like I started delving deep into RPGs, and then like also World of Warcraft happened, and like all that. So
part of me is like, I used to be so into JRPGs that I would play any shitty ones, like all the Grandia games and Tales games. I haven't played a mediocre, even like a not great JRPG in so long. I've been looking into picking one up. Dragon Quest XI, I hear, is pretty good. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive comes out like next week. That looks pretty cool. People keep telling me I gotta check out Trails of Cold Steel.
I ended up being just like a one game gamer for like 10 years or something, because like I went from World of Warcraft to League of Legends, back to World of Warcraft, and then Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that's what. See, I've been a sampler, you know. I've always enjoyed playing as many games as possible.
I've watched lots of games and like wanted to play them, but I often didn't have a good computer. And then once I did, I was just so like deep into the lore and everything, and usually had friends to play with or something, or my wife. So
that's fair. Well, but anyway, let's talk about Paper Mario. So Paper Mario is like it doesn't play like a normal Mario game. It's like a simplistic turn-based RPG with real-time mechanics. So the closest equivalent, okay, sure. In Final Fantasy XIV, you know those dungeons where you have to do an active time maneuver? It would be like if every battle was like that. So like, press A as soon as the attack hits to mitigate the damage. But outside of that, it's just turn-based battles, right? But the appeal here is they have all the charm of a Mario game, and they're like genuinely funny and cute and adorable. They announced this new one out of nowhere, and the whole mechanic is like the bad guy, the Origami King, is all about folding you into origami shapes. Also, the mechanic here is everyone's made out of paper, which is like, this is the running joke. Like, you can turn sideways to slide through a crack because you're flat.
Yeah, I've seen stuff for the original one.
Anyways, it totally shadow dropped, like, and it looks awesome. It was like a sizzle reel of like all this awesome looking trailer, and I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Mid-July, that one comes out. And then Assassin's Creed Ragnarok. What? That's that?
Oh, just reaction.
Oh, Assassin's Creed Ragnarok is out in November. They claimed it was a gameplay trailer. There was no gameplay shown, which is very annoying. It was just cinematics. Like, well, it's in engine. I'm like, that's still not gameplay. There's no mechanics or HUD here. So what are you doing? This one, I mean, it's Assassin's Creed, but in Viking times. And it looks really cool, but my concern here is they seem to be going away from the like action RPG of the last two and really embracing the brutality of being a Viking. Although they then announced that like one of the mechanics is like base building, so you can build up your Viking village and like unlock various shops and stuff. So I'll probably play that one for 200 hours. Like oh, and then there was one more. Did you?
The last time I looked at a Assassin's Creed game was, I think, like the third one.
Okay, that was the worst one. The one in the American Revolution.
No, I guess it was the second one.
Okay,
because it was before that one, I think.
With Ezio?
I don't even remember what the story was, because all I remember was the multiplayer. I watched somebody who was really funny do the multiplayer.
Oh, so that was probably Brotherhood. Okay, so
yes,
Assassin's Creed nomenclature, much like Final Fantasy, doesn't make any sense because there's the Assassin's Creed 2 trilogy.
Right.
So Assassin's Creed 3 is really like the sixth game, but whatever.
But yeah, Brotherhood was the one that I was most familiar with.
I really enjoyed the multiplayer, honestly. It seemed
it looked really fun.
But it was
because it was like a sort of like stealthing against other players.
Yeah, it was like hide and seek, basically. Yeah, it was a multiplayer stealth game that worked. It was weird. I played a lot of it, honestly. I wasn't very good, but
you cut out again.
Oh, I played a lot of it, honestly. It was like the best skill you could have was to make yourself look like an NPC, which was like okay. It's really hard to do, especially if you're trying to move like with a group of NPCs. It's really hard to move like an NPC.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, and then the last trailer I saw, have you heard of Ghost of Tsushima?
Nope.
It's a open world game from Sucker Punch, the people who made Sly Cooper and Infamous. It's set in the island of Tsushima in like feudal Japan. You play as a samurai. It literally looks like an Assassin's Creed game set in feudal Japan. But they had like
open world. I probably won't play it.
See, those are my favorite kinds. They had like a 20-minute gameplay reveal, and one of the mechanics. So instead of dropping a pin on like a mini map in the corner, you can open your map, drop a pin, and then push a button, and the wind will blow in that direction, which seemed like a cool, immersive way to do exploration. So instead of just like, I don't know about you, but like, I mean, they've done experiments where they put on like those eye tracker things, and if your game has a mini map, people don't watch the game when they're going somewhere. They just watch the mini map.
Yeah.
So that's why so many games like Final Fantasy XIV tries to get you to use the compass, which like turn the minimap on because the compass is garbage. It's way too corridor heavy to have a compass like that. But
wait, there's a compass?
Yeah, that's what it start when you first start playing. The minimap is not enabled on the home screen by default.
I've never had that. You have
to turn it on. Which I tried to play with the compass, but
I never had a compass.
Maybe they patched it out, but yeah, I had to turn the minimap on because the game is so restrictive in where you can go, and sometimes it's hard to tell without that minimap, you know?
Mm.
But yeah, that's why like Breath of the Wild doesn't have a minimap. This like research means all these companies are trying to do away with minimaps because like we put all this effort into making this beautiful world, and you just stare at the map in the corner.
Yeah.
Anyway, that looks pretty cool. Also, to unlock secrets, the animals show you the way. So, like, the foxes will lead you to hidden shrines if you follow the fox. And then you can pet the fox.
Cool.
There's a pet the fox button. So, that was the most exciting thing.
That's pretty good.
That one and Paper Mario come out on the same day. Like, what a
I feel like that's been happening with games a lot.
I know.
Recently.
But guys, you don't always have to release on Tuesday or Friday. You could just pick Wednesday, for example. Have your own day, you know? You know. I think I touched on all the topics I had written down. Yeah.
Yeah. There it is.
Jesus, losing my voice, talking too much. Oof, we have almost an hour. I guess we could wrap. I have nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
I want to get back to Shadowbringers.
There you go. Let me know if you need to do a dungeon or something.
Well, I mean, I'll just use a trust. Sure.
Well, yeah, true.
If I need to hit a trial, which based on my examining of the MSQ is not going to happen for a while, I'll let you know. But I am enjoying the lore. Although, can we get one thing I do have to say? These missions where it's like look around in first person and find the thing. Can we get rid of these? I hate these. They're so dumb.
I've never used first person.
It's in the MSQ when you have to like look through the spyglass to like find.
Oh
guy
yeah,
or
those were dumb.
Guys.
But it's all right. I thought it was pretty funny. Like it only happens like 2 or 3 times in like 2 expansions. I thought it was pretty funny.
Well, it might be the settings, but the settings in my HDR TV, the blacks are too black. So the one that I just did was like find the hidden tablet. I legit couldn't see anything. I had to watch a YouTube video. Like, oh, it's in the altar. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks.
I don't remember it. I just remember thinking they were pretty funny when I've done them.
I hate them. Get rid of them. All right. This has been episode 81, I believe, maybe 82, of the Beefy Boys Bud Club. Hopefully we'll have Christian back one of these days. I asked him if he said his grandma came to visit. I'm like, what, Nana doesn't want to be a special guest? Actually, I do have some notes from Christian I told him I would read, so let me read those real fast. Christian's been playing Assassin's Creed Origins on my recommendation. This is the one in Egypt. He says he loves it. The fighting... quote, fucking sucks balls, but the skill tree is very Ubisoft.
Sorry, you cut out again.
Oh, he said the fighting, quote, fucking sucks balls, but the skill tree is very Ubisoft and something I've always loved. And he very much appreciates that you don't ride a horse, you ride a camel, which is very charming.
There you go.
And that's Christian's review of Assassin's Creed Origins. At least the couple hours he's played. All right. I'm going to go back to MSQ. Well, I'm going to edit this podcast, and I'm going to go back to MSQ and Shadowbringers. Maybe I'll see you online, buddy. Did you buy your turnips this morning, by the way?
Not yet, no.
Oh, actually, I do have to talk about that. We experienced our first KK Slider concert, like not the one that you get to finish, like going to the concert.
I actually just got that one, the original one, yesterday.
Yeah, every Saturday now he'll show up and you can like put in requests and he sings them.
Yeah, and then he gives you
the credits.
I heard that he'll give it to you afterwards.
The first one, he'll give you the first one, but you can only the first one. You can ask for as many as you want.
Oh yeah, the first one, but you can do it every week.
Yes. I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
but check out KK Waltz because RSS that should be our wedding march.
The adventure one is really good.
I very much like the metal one, and I enjoyed the Western one as well.
Yeah, really like the adventure one.
Is it called KK Adventure?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to check it out next time.
Yeah.
I just like the idea of having a wedding where the entire playlist is KK Slider tracks.
That'd be really funny.
All right. See you.
See ya.